can you say twat? Can you say twat? I'm like, twat, twat, twat. You know, and I'm feeling, am I saying this organically now? Because there's so much pressure. Shwai, shwai.
Shwai, shwai.
Love you, twats. They've rubbed off onto me so much that I'm like, there's turbulence. And I'm like, I'm not that person. Sanjay's only take was that, look, Maheep, you better be ready for if the trolls and all don't come sitting on my head. Okay?
Women empowerment. Woo, woo, woo.
Fed up of telling people it is not scripted. It is so organic.
Have you ever taken binoculars to see what your kids are doing? They'll be like, Mama is freaking me out.
Yeah. No. I'm a very, very proud Bollywood wife.
She's witty, she's sassy, and she's definitely one of the coolest mum on the block. Let me tell you, she's super intelligent and she cannot stand twats. No cookie points for guessing. This is me, Hesha Chima, and joining me for a conversation is one of my favorites, Maheep Kapoor. Hello!
Wow. Thanks for that intro. I loved it.
I love you, Maheep, and thank you so much for bringing us to your house. I feel like one of those new entries in your show. Ghar aa gayi hu main aapke.
I know. It's like almost a set.
Yeah.
Because everyone has seen it so much in the show, but yes, you're welcome anytime.
And is this the place where you're using your binoculars and looking at the
yeah.
Juhu neighborhood?
Yeah, my binoculars are there.
Oh my God, we'll take it away. We'll watch what you're watching.
Actually there.
Wow. Okay, Maheep, first of all, super congratulations. I feel like, as I was telling you even before this chat, I feel this particular season, I saw a very vulnerable Maheep. You know, somebody who is sassy and witty, which we knew, but also like, yeah, you know what? Let me talk about a few hardships I faced as well. Question. I don't know, why did you take so much time to get so comfortable? Or do you feel this is you as a person who just gradually drops it in front of the camera?
You know what? First of all, you are thrown in a show which is very intimidating, which I don't know how many people get, but you're opening up your homes, you're opening up your, exposing your children, your marriage, your husband, your everything to the public up for judgment. So, and I, as a person, don't like to show my vulnerable side. I am that person who needs to be in control and the strong one and the one that people can lean on. So it takes a lot for me to be vulnerable and be open about it. But I think it was such a hard year for me that I felt that somewhere it needed to be addressed because I wanted people to know that, look, we were all in the same boat.
Yeah.
Somewhere or the other, you know, going through a very, very tough time, a very crazy time. I mean, if anyone had said that we were going to go through these 2 years ever in our lives, I would have said, are you crazy? But it happened.
Yeah.
And it was very difficult. It was traumatic for very many people. And I think mental health also is something that needs to be discussed.
Yeah.
You know, which not many people do. And I thought that I should, because if I can help even one person out there and say, okay, you know what, I get it, you know, and get some sort of solace that, listen, I'm not alone, that will make me very, very happy. So I thought it was very important to show probably my vulnerable side. It wasn't planned. It was very organic for me to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just happened.
It did not come to me like this is Maheep's strategy. It came to me like, okay, this is who she is and this is what she's exploring with every passing day. However, you know what I do want to ask you is because it's often intrigued me. When I know I'm a part of a reality series, like right now I know you and I are chatting and all of that, but back of the mind, mujhe pata hai udhar ek camera hai, you know, that's recording all of this.
Yeah.
So sometimes you tend to be like, oh wait, am I like oversharing or like,
No.
Does that happen?
No. See, the problem with us, I can speak for the OG Bollywood wives, is that we get so engrossed with each other and so engrossed in our talking and everything. I mean, season 1, for example, Steve and Bhavna's fight. So it's very organic, like that fight that happened. Neelam and I were like, what the hell are they doing? There was so much festering between the two of them that it came out. And then they didn't give a shit that the cameras were there or not there. They just took off. In fact, I wish the cameras were there even longer after when we got into the car, because that was very explosive. But there's an honesty about us, and I think there's too much that we're too black and white.
Yeah.
And I think that's what comes through in the show.
Yeah.
Is that the honesty comes out and the vulnerabilities come out, and audience can catch when you're faking it. That's the biggest giveaway. You can't fake it.
Yeah.
People will catch on. And I think people, they latch on to you when you are vulnerable, when you are honest, when you are whatever your personality is, but you're honest and true to yourself. That's very important.
True. Very well said. And you know what's happened is that with this season, there's a massive stir. Everybody's
Huge.
doing reruns much quicker. Like, I'm just like, kitni baar dekha hai? 2 baar dekh liya. I'm like, what?
Really?
Like, yeah. The people are watching it like back to back because it's become like a binge series. But not just in the form of like watching all the episodes at one go, but going back to it and seeing it again. Because I'll tell you what. Somebody wants to adapt some sort of a lifestyle that you all are putting out there, which is aspirational. Somebody's learning all about female friendships and how these bonds last through the years. Somebody's just like, oh my God, in a world like entertainment where there are like so many celebrities and so much topic about politics, hai, ye hai, wo hai, there is a bond that exists.
Yeah.
I want you to highlight, at this given stage in your life right now where you have beautiful female friends, what's the importance of having them, and how are you sort of seeing that? How do these women in your life nourish Maheep as a person?
Oh, they nourish me in a biggish way. You got to understand, when life is tough for everybody.
Yeah.
Everyone has their issues. When I come back home, this is my safe space. And I want to keep all the shit out. My friends are also my safe space.
Yeah.
So when I hang with them and I take time out, I want mental peace. It's very important.
Yeah.
And I feed off that with them. And everyone individually, I don't tell them I said this, but there's somewhere I respect them. And there's something that I admire about them. So I feed off that, I feed off their madnesses also.
Yeah.
Like Bhavna and Seema are so paranoid about the flight. Suddenly, they've rubbed off onto me so much that I'm like, there's turbulence. And I'm like, I'm not that person. But you feed off each other's energy.
Yeah.
So, I like, everyone has their individual place where I feed off them, individually.
Yeah.
And I gain something out of it. So they're my safe space, like my family and my home is. They're my safe space. I mean, whenever you see us in a big party, somewhere or the other, after an hour, we just gather, we just gravitate to each other. And we're sitting and we're drinking and everyone's coming out, these Bollywood wives, you guys don't have enough of each other. But there's still so much. Conversation doesn't end with us. It just doesn't end with us. So
that's amazing. It's always fun to have women who you can just go on and on talking to, our friends in general, irrespective of the gender,
Irrespective.
It's too much fun.
But
Right.
it's just a safe space. That's what I'd say.
But do you ever recall the very first moment, now 3 seasons in, right, where Karan must have come and told you that, Maheep, I want you on the show, and you'd be like, are you kidding me? I'm not doing this. Like, that's what I felt. Like, Maheep would be like, no, I'm not doing this. But
That's the truth.
Did you do that? Oh my God. Then what convinced you?
I still don't know what really convinced me, to tell you honestly, but everyone knows that we were on this flight and Karan said, he just made this announcement. There was no grand meeting. We've gone to Dharma office and we're sitting there. Nothing like this. We were on a flight and he said, I'm going to do a show on you guys. Of course, we thought he was kidding. I mean, to cut a long story short, I was not. See, I'm a middle-aged woman and I was very comfortable in my space of my routine. My gym, my kids, my work, Tayani jewelry, blah, blah, blah. Did I need this? Did I want this? Then I think mainly the kids gave me a go-ahead. I mean, Shanaya and Jahan said that, Mom, it's Netflix and it's Dharma.
Yeah.
You're in such good hands. How can you say no when opportunity is knocking on the door? Go for it.
Yeah.
You live once. Do it. What's the worst that can happen? Sanjay's only take was that, look, Maheep, you better be ready for if the trolls and all don't come sitting on my head. Okay? You just be ready. The show does well, great.
Yeah.
There'll be a lot of love and you will revel in it.
Yeah.
But suppose they don't like you, the show doesn't do well, you've had it. Will you be able to deal with it? Because don't come crying to me. So I was like, whatever. And I said, you know what? I'm in a very safe space.
Yeah.
I'm with Dharma, Karan, whatever. The whole crew I love. And Bhavna and Seema Neelam.
Yeah.
So I said,
Kari lete ho.
you know what? If we drown together. Again, there'll be solace in us crying together and saying, we've made asses of ourselves. You know, so I just felt I'm not alone. So I said, okay, let's just go for it. To tell you honestly, they convinced me a lot.
And I think it was such a great thing to have you because we got to see this Maheep, you know, we're just like, oh my God, she is us. Like there are so many things about you that is so relatable. Like for example, let me tell you, you've become quite a meme material in a very good way, you know, women empowerment, woo, woo, woo. I was like, wow, this lady is just like spitting facts left, right and center. And that's what we're all talking about. But on a very honest note, and come on, be very real and honest with me. We all talk about women empowerment and lifting each other and all of that. It has its own shades of black and grey.
Of course.
But I want you to actually dwell into the positive side of it and talk to me about somewhere that you felt that, you know, this was a true, I don't know, maybe an example of how women empower one another.
I think in so many subtle ways throughout the show, we four have empowered each other. You know, we've had our fights. We've been nasty to each other. We've taken pot shots at each other. But that's what friends do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't be so fucking candy floss all the time. You're not candy floss with your husband or your children.
Yeah.
They drive me nuts and I screech at them constantly. But do you love them less? And I think that came through in so many ways. Like whether me and Bhavna had an issue, you know?
Yeah.
We still came. We found a middle ground and we came together and we understood because we got that. What is more important is our friendship.
Yeah.
And it's not a friendship that's 1-2 years. We're talking about freaking half my life, more than half my life, you know? It's, so I think us in itself, it's the subtle things, it's the big things, but we empower each other.
Right.
And I think that comes across in the show. That's what's, you know.
You know what's also coming across is that now that I'm meeting you all off the show, when you're not shooting, I've met most of you all individually. I feel this is most of the personality type that we see on the screen, like 90% of it is the real you guys. I feel it. Yeah, I feel the 10% is always because we got to be groomed and, you know, we have all those stupid things in the head.
Headache.
Makeup and fashion and oh my God, that is there. But I feel there's so much reality and like there's so much honesty that I feel it that, okay, this is not fake. Because when people say like, scripted ho sakta hai, ye ho sakta hai, I'm just like,
I'm fed up of telling people it is not scripted. It is so organic. It is so us.
Yeah.
You know? And like I said before, if you are not yourself, it will show.
Yeah.
And the show would have fallen flat. Because if you're trying to impress people, okay, listen, I need to come across as this really poised, prim and proper, and I don't swear and I don't do this. Who's watching it?
Who's watching it?
Who's interested?
True. And it's fake.
And it's fake. Not that I'm putting on. Also, let me be very clear. This is me as a person. Anyone who knows me as a person, I am loud. I am a little vocal and what should I say? That's me.
But, you know, Maheep, I want to take you down to the fact that you also faced the camera back in the day. And then you gave up and then you started your own business as an entrepreneur. And, you know, you very beautifully said that, listen, I'm a middle-aged woman. Do I really need to do this right now? But let me pay you a compliment by saying your husband's in the business, your daughter's in the business, now you are in the business, your son wants to be in the business. I feel it's such a cool time. Do you think that women nowadays don't really are defined by age and doing whatever the hell they want to do?
Well, I mean, the show taught me this, that you are not defined by your age. And I keep saying this to all women whenever I keep talking to them, that listen, guys, you know, until we're in the grave, we have a life, we've got a voice, we've got a personality. We are so much more than what defines us.
Yeah.
Especially in middle-aged women, you know? There's such a ageism.
Yeah.
factor, especially with women, and like you're over the hill, that's it, whatever. I want to say, come on, And I think that also, the essence of the show, I think women have engaged with and they have identified with the middle-aged women that look, it's fine. It's fine having those wrinkles and those saggy and talking about the menopause, perimenopause. That in itself is empowering.
Yeah.
It's empowering women. Good, I remembered. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just talking about the issues, that women face all the time.
Yeah.
So it's got nothing to do with your bloody age.
Because the relatability factor between, let's say, a 20-year-old, okay, and my sister who's 27, and then I'm 33, and somebody who I'm talking to, and then my mother who's in her 50s, we're all the same problems. I'm like, badla kya hai? Teenage se 50 tak, sab to same hi hai. We're going through the same thing. First, hormones were troubling us when we had our periods. Now they're troubling us when they're going away. I'm like, it's the same. We're going through all of it.
Yeah. And it's never ending.
Never ending. I feel like women and hormones are so underrated, but it's a fact. They dominate us.
It really is a fact. So I thought that also was very important to talk about, because women are scared to talk about menopause and perimenopause and the issues. I don't get it. We should be more honest and be open about it.
Can I also tell you one thing that I felt was you opening up is what I feel. There's a scene where you and Neelam are sitting in an open garden area and you're about to eat something and you're getting into the conversation and you take your insulin. On camera, very unabashed. And I was just like, wow. Okay, like she's owning her diabetes also now. Ki haan lena padta hai, big deal.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing. How?
See, this diabetes thing happened to me immediately after COVID. So December I got COVID. By March, I was in the ICU. It's type 1. So type 1 you usually get when you're born with it. So how this happened to me, nobody knows. I don't have relatives also who have it. Anyway, I'm rambling now. But again, it's something that I wanted to do on camera because you will not believe the amount of people that have reached out to me and DM'd me that my child saw it and I made my child watch it. And see, she's doing it on camera. It's fine. And whatever. Somewhere I really wanted to cry reading those messages because I felt, you know what? All these, it's a power of being out there on OT platform and making a difference or helping somebody, even in the smallest way.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So this, actually, the show has given me this. It's given me a lot of I get strength from it when I read about a woman who's telling me about their son and whatever, who's got diabetes and he has to go to school with the insulin, how tough it must be.
Yeah.
But of course, when it happened to me, I was extremely depressed because it's a completely lifestyle change.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever I'm doing, I'm constantly monitoring myself, constantly jabbing myself. So yes, I went through that low, but now I'm like, screw it.
Yeah.
I'm still alive. I'm still on a show that's doing well.
Yeah.
And I'm still sitting here and talking to you. You want to hear my story. Yes. So something is going right. And I'm like, I have to see my glass as half full.
Yeah.
As simple as that.
So I was saying that you made a statement because I have so many friends who are diabetic and then they would feel a lot more embarrassed. Men also. And I'm like, listen, come on here, my friend. If a woman can do it, what are you getting embarrassed of? And that happened. And I said, if I'm going to meet you, I'm going to tell you about this because you made that statement.
Sweet. But I mean, I just feel that, we are so embarrassed and we're so apologetic about our issues and our problems. And I think that should not happen. And we should own it. And this is life.
Yeah.
This is what happens. Shit happens. It's fine. But just own it. But I think we're very, very apologetic.
We are.
Especially the women.
Yeah.
They're getting the hot flushes. They're brushing it aside. Address the issue. It's fine. You can talk about it.
Yeah.
It's okay. We can be selfish as women and think about ourselves.
Yeah.
It's fine. But we're just that we brush aside our issues. And I think somewhere that happened to me. Because post-COVID, I was losing weight. I was desperately thirsty. These were very, very big signs. I had lost 10 kilos. I was scrawny. I was exhausted. But I was so into my work. I had to do this. I went to San Francisco. I went to LA. I went to Dubai. I went to Delhi in those 3 months. commitments. Shanaya was walking the ramp for Manish, her first ramp walk. I had to be there. There's no ways I was not going to be there.
Of course.
So I was dying and whatever, and I reached the show. In fact, Manish met me and he was like, "Are you okay?" Because I was slurring. Because I was just going under. And he thought that, did I have a couple of tequilas before I came on? And I was like, no, are you crazy? But, so everyone noticed there was something wrong. But I was just, that's what women do.
Yeah.
Just brush aside our issues. And I think that we shouldn't do.
You know, I interviewed Shanaya during Lakme Fashion Week, and she told me, she's like, my mom's the coolest mom. And I feel that's exactly what I said even in my introduction. You know, I said she's a very cool mom, but are you helicopterish? Because when I spoke to Seema, she told me that, yeah, I am helicopterish. I just behave like I'm a little cool. Are you such me cool, or you are also little helicopterish?
Are you crazy? Of course I am. You know, I am mental. Like when she used to go out in her school days and everything, she had a deadline. I used to be awake, calling him the driver. I used to not sleep.
Like my mother.
Yeah, until she came home. You don't get that sound sleep. And I think mothers understand this.
Yeah.
Okay? And you know, when you're sleeping, you're thinking, she's half an hour late. And you're thinking the worst things. Because that's what mothers do.
Yeah.
You think, what? You know, and yeah. I'm really
Helicopterish.
Yeah.
Have you ever taken binoculars to see what your kids are doing? They'll be like, Mama is freaking me out.
Yeah. No. They do tell me to relax many times. And I'm thinking, oh, maybe I'm overdoing it. Maybe I should just take 10 steps back. But I'm trying to let go.
Yeah.
You know, because they're grown up. They're out there now. Both of them. So I trying to cut the umbilical cord, but not yet.
Not fully.
Not fully. It's still there.
I think
Strongly attached.
So Maheep's also a typical mother. Why she has cool aspects to her though?
I don't know how cool, but I'm just, I'm very anal. I need to know.
What is happening?
What is happening day to day, minute? Did you have your lunch? This, that, whatever.
Wow.
I just need to know.
Love it.
Yeah.
But okay, tell me a little bit more about in terms of how do you feel yourself transition personally from like, let's say the time you first faced the camera to now when you're facing the camera. Do you see any difference in Maheep, or what is it like? What's the feeling like?
But honestly, season 1, I just decided to jump in the deep end. And the thing is that I'm very lucky that the crew I love. And there's a massive trust factor I have with them. That's very important. So I think I was myself.
Yeah.
Right at the beginning. And I was saying very inappropriate things like, you know, what did I say about the Rolls Royce? Is there any other mode of transportation? Obviously, we're going to be in a Rolls Royce. Whatever shit. I said very stupid, inappropriate things, but I was just being myself, you know, and I was just owning it. Of course, I feel, honestly, since the seasons have gone, there's a lot more pressure. Than in season 1.
Right.
Season 1, we were raw. And I just went for it. Honestly, we thought the show's going to tank. We've done an experience. I can tell my grandkids, your nanny was fab. She did this, okay? And be quiet and shut up, okay? That was my idea in my head. But then finally, when Karan called us up and said, congratulations, the show's doing well. It's number 1 here, it's number 1 there, it's number 5 somewhere else. I was like, what? So it was a huge revelation to us. But it was exciting because when I went outside, I went abroad, especially abroad.
Yeah.
Women coming up to me and suddenly I was like, me? You want a picture with me? I was like, okay. So that was lovely. By the time season 3 came, I think there's a lot more pressure. Because people are talking so much. I've never known the pressure of having to say twats. But wherever I go, can you say twat? Can you say twat? I'm like, twat. You know, and I'm feeling, am I saying this organically now? Because there's so much pressure. I was saying shwai and twat. I'm like, and shwai came in Doha because I decided to speak Arabic.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to throw in some Arabic words. I never knew that it was going to go all over the place.
Viral.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I waited. I came to season. I said, when is Maheep going to... I was one of them. When is she going to say twat next? See? I was one of them too.
So the freaking pressure of saying twat, it was just a nightmare. I was like,
Oh God.
yeah.
You know you have to come up with another word now?
Yeah.
By then season 4, 5, whatever happens.
I don't
you
know.
have a pressure.
I have pressure. So by season 3, there's pressure because you're just realizing and hearing people's expectations of you. That, but still, the beauty of it is that we come on, pressure is there, but once we come on and we're on screen, it's just organic. Then we just take over and say,
Okay, talk to me a little bit about your current bond with the Delhi vibes right now. Like, where's that? Because I felt you were very neutral. Pata nahi, I felt like you were chill. Theek hai. I have my opinions, I'm saying it, and that's that. And the best part was, what is that? Chola Bhatura? And
Yeah.
I was like, Maheep, you're hilarious. Chana Bhatura.
Chana
plate.
Bhatura, yeah.
I was like,
what am I going to win? Yeah. I forgot I even said that,
Yeah, you
by the
did.
way.
that Chana Bhatura is all over my reels right now.
Yeah, it's weird because...
So I'm sending it to my Delhi friends. I'm like, well, you're calling me to Delhi for what? A Chana Bhatura plate like Maheep is saying. They're like, you've lost it. These bombs. I said, we're actually behaving like that. So all my friends who were in Delhi for Diwali, I mean, they've called us for a party. So all the Bombay, we went. And it was grandeur. And I'm like, what are y'all pulling off? Fabulous lives. They're like, yeah, we're showing y'all now. That's the inspiration that people
I
are taking.
love it.
Isn't that crazy? This is all Diwali.
I love it. But I don't know. That Chana Bhatura plate, honestly, I forgot I even said it. Because it's been a year of shooting. So when I saw the trailer, I said, oh shit, did I say that? So yeah, whatever. But...
You're bond with the Delhi people now.
Yeah, bond with the Delhi people. You know what? Like I said, I am neutral. I'm sussing them out. I don't know them so well. Shalini, I always meet socially. We're at a party. How much am I going to talk? How much am I going to interact? How much of a bond am I going to have?
Yeah.
Riddhima, because my family, my mother-in-law was so close to Krishna auntie. We used to always be in Chembur. Sanjay was very close to Chimpu. So we were always constantly in Chembur. And whatever, Riddhima was always there. But again, it was a very polite, hi, what's up? Little chatter. Kalyani, honestly, I don't know. I know very, very little. I think she's the closest to Bhavna, or was the closest to Bhavna. So honestly, season 3, I was sussing them out. I was trying to gauge what these girls are all about. Shalini is a revelation. I knew there and then she is made for reality TV. There is a deep honesty about her. And she unabashedly is out there and owning it.
Yeah.
And I am like, kudos. Well done. Well done. She owned it.
Yeah.
Whether it was swimming in the sea, whether it was inviting us and singing, it was with all honesty.
Were you all shocked when she was singing like that? Like, did you all know this is what you're going to walk into?
No. I had no idea. And I know that she's very fond of singing, but I didn't know I was coming into this. But, kudos to her.
Yeah.
Because she was doing, she's a reality TV star.
Yeah.
People are asking me about her and it's just fab. She owned it. Well done. Riddhima is honestly a pataki. Very, very sweet girl. But she's a pataki. She's feisty. Very, very nice.
Yeah.
I get along with Riddhima a hell of a lot. And there's such a warm side to her also. But she's feisty. And she owns it.
Yeah.
Kalyani, I felt she was holding back.
Yeah, even I felt that, in all honesty.
Yeah, I'm not lying.
Yeah.
She held back. I didn't think that she understood the essence of the show.
Yeah.
I think whatever interview I've had with her, she's always said, I was scared. I was very worried what people were going to say about me.
Yeah.
Which is surprising because you had 2 seasons to see. But I felt she held back.
Yeah,
and
she
I
did.
don't think that Kalyani's true self has come out, or I don't think she gave it that 100% and owned it
Yeah.
like she probably should have.
Yeah.
But I think she was very scared.
It came across like that. But you're not also very strong personalities. Like the Bombay women are super strong, right? So then to sort of make your way in takes a little bit of time, but then that's the whole point of the show. You got to do that. Like you got to make your bond, you got to make yourself visible. And I feel Shalini did that. And then Rhythm, I feel, is my second favorite in the lot.
Yeah. They owned it. And you know what? It's just 8 episodes.
Yeah.
Trust me, it took us time also to gauge everybody, to understand everybody, you know. Like Mauritius, we were thrown with each other. It was great fun. But I think by the end of the show, we became a lot closer.
Yeah.
But the show ended. So if there's season 4, who knows?
There has to be season 4. Like, I'm sure Karan is not letting all of us just be like this in the air. And when he knows it's a successful season, we know we're going to have season like 4 coming in.
Crossed.
Fingers crossed. We want to see more of y'all for sure. But, you know, before I let you go, I have a couple of things that I want to know a little bit about you, you know. What I gauged was in the first season that, you know, you like your paisa vaisa. It's important. Like, I'm a person, I'm like, listen, how can you tell me to say no to Lakshmi ji? I will do whatever. If Lakshmi ji is coming my way, this is working for me. If it's in my purview, money means a lot to me. You need to talk to me about finances, because when it comes to money and women, I'll tell you in what way. We're often discounted, na ki yaar ye to kharche karti hogi, whatever, but we're the ones who save. Like, you know, we have our bahut pehle se ancestors, you know, my dadi, I remember she would save it in my kitchen ka chawal ka dabba. I would open one day and there was revelation, there was so much cash inside. I was like, that's your way of saving? Like, what is happening, you know? And then so on and so forth. You know, when my mom is somebody who's very good with her finances, so she makes sure that, you know, she's like, I don't care whether you're getting married or not, you're still going to be working. Like, you know, that's her logic.
Very important.
I want to know, what's your tip to women and how are you with finances?
Oh, God. My only tip to women first is that, you have to keep working.
I love it. You know, otherwise people would ask you, Maheep, where do you get your accent from?
They constantly, after season 3, I'm like, mere ko maaf kar de, please. But let me clear it that I was born in London. My foundation was there. I was predominantly around. Therefore, all these words like twat. Therefore, all these words like shwai shwai. Shwai shwai was from Abu Dhabi. I lived in Abu Dhabi. I was in Al Khwarit, British school, English school. Therefore, all the Arabic. So I'm a little mixture of everything, and it's my foundation. It's what my childhood foundation is, and it's coming out now. Therefore, the accent. I feel so relieved.
It's out, and now the world knows it.
Because I'm fed up. This is the 100th bloody time I'm trying to explain to people that it's not fake, it's me. Like it, love it, hate it, but this is not put on. Anyway, going back to the question,
Money.
finances, show me the money. My advice is always, always, always freaking work. I've been, like I said, I've been a hustler. I've been on my own since 10. When I came to Bombay, I said it in the first season that I used to eat jam sandwich. I never took money from my parents. I was in a PG. I was hustling my way. Therefore, the signing of the movie. Because Sanjay was just taking his time about proposing to me or even getting married to me. So I was like, dude, are you nuts? I need to survive. I can't survive on you coming home and feeding me or my jam sandwiches. I needed to hustle. So I signed a movie. The movie, fortunately, never made it to the screens. Otherwise, I would have never lived it down. But I did whatever I could. The Nigori video, whatever. I did clothes, I did whatever. I was hustling. And women need to bloody work. The women need to have their own damn bank account. There's a big independence that comes with your own money. And I've always told my daughter this. There's no differentiation between my son and my daughter. Even my son, money, make your money, hustle, work hard. And I work very hard. I do, you know, contrary to what people think, I do hustle, I do work hard. And it's very, very important. Just never be dependent on anybody. There's a great sense of power in having your choices and not being stuck in any situation because of money. And I think a lot of women are in that situation, and it's unfortunate. It's, you know, I think God has been kind also to me. The universe has been kind to me. Bollywood wives came on my lap. You know, more than the money, because I was working in my jewelry business. It wasn't like I wasn't hustling anyway.
Right.
But Bollywood wives gave me an identity. But I'm a very, very proud Bollywood wife, may I add, because they asked me to be a Bollywood wife because I am Mrs. Kapoor.
Right.
You know, so I will never take away from my husband or my family.
Yeah.
They gave me the identity, and I'm very grateful for that. And Bollywood wives came to me on my lap.
That's amazing. I'm so glad you so unabashedly like say it, because it's a fact. Like, why camouflage it, right? In any way. That's beautiful. Love it.
I'm a very proud Kapoor and a very whatever. And I don't beat him. I know it came on my lap, and I'm grateful to the universe. As far as finances are concerned, I'm so bad with finance.
I don't believe this.
I swear, it is my husband. You know, I think he addressed it in one of the things that taxes you have to pay, because I go mad when my accountant comes and I said, what? You know, I want to cry. And GST, and you know, he's constantly, you know, firing me, and he's constantly saying, listen, save. And he honestly, why should I lie? I will give him that. He is the man who manages everyone's finances in the house.
That's like my dad too.
Yeah, whether it's my daughter's or mine, and he's constantly, and me and Shanaya are always hiding. Don't tell dad we just bought this, huh? Because he will be like, save the money. And we are secretly buying things behind his back. We do that a lot. Now he knows.
It's a very girl thing right now. Anyway, so it's completely fine. Okay, tell me on a parting note, what value do you and Sanjay as a couple add to each other in your lives?
I think our biggest and our most prized gift and possession from the universe is our children.
Yeah.
You know, so we are such a strong couple, and I think what bonds us and cements us together is our kids. And we have very different views on parenting. You know, I am a lot more lenient.
Yeah, you give that vibe.
I'm a lot more lenient because I'm just grateful that they're not as bad as what I was as a kid. So I'm like, thank you. Thank you, because I really troubled my parents. So I'm just grateful for that. But so Sanjay and I have very strong opinions as parents, but we always find a middle ground. And I think that because there's yin and yang, we just work together. And there's a balance with the kids. And I think that he's eased out a lot more. He was a lot more paranoid, a lot more stricter, which my kids will tell you. But he's eased out now.
The ball still is my favorite. Watching Shanaya and Sanjay, the ball will always remain favorite. Like, beautiful. What a proud dad and what a proud daughter. And you look like, oh my God, my little one. Like, that was a very cute moment.
Yeah.
You know, amazing. I'm glad that you were pushed to do this, and this particular show, the seasons, everything worked out for you, Maheep. Thank you so much for your time with us.
Oh, thank you.
Loved
I had
chatting.
Fun.
Yeah, me too. I felt like I was just like chatting with you. It's not the first time I'm meeting you. But thank you so much. We still have many more meetings lined up super soon. So I'm looking forward to that. Thank you so much. All the very best. And we're hoping we have a new season.